Abusia enezo so da fofra ye de ahia mamenchia ona memo akwaba ebra strong media eso 65 years old man be threatening Twene Jonas ma eno na Kevin Ekobadu Taylor eso so se hwe waka Twene Jonas de a meso so waka me eno ti mede me ho bagim ama sesei no waso 65 years old man iso a enye asem kuma aha strong media mesha wo se obechewa abiafa video abehwe ho na owie nso a wahye ama onua bi ensa atumi aka se wonum ato a untumi enedie aduane ne besi ho a no abuna ne tie adroba akopɛ na mekanfo de ama wo eye time header mesha unya bia ebeboa wo wasiw dan awie office no wawie aka painting wo pe painter waye papa de a eno ane se ode woni ekere prof art akachi na wabeye wo painting no ama ona bibia no etimi ai kamakam video bi epopi apa na chese 65 years old man be threatening Twene Jonas ebusia ye hwesa video no mra na ye ba de Kevin Ekobadu Taylor so aka e de afa video yi ho no ye be ma o enhyemu no nyina na wate ase
me say wo make my bopa $500. I'm here free.
But the problem is that material.
Yes. Yeah. When you put them the Twene Jonas,
I put you near me.
We say we need in check. We need pass.
Me bo bia
we hear the 2 man. Yo, say me my boni a. Catch them, Papa, and I mean, I do we away. Yet the boy could do something in a temple. Champagne.
Every boys there, the TV. Every bloggers and almost paid almost editing the
enti on dey we share Twene Jonas a otunifo na commenter o make wo mu no e na eyama ne ho a kire no se obetimi abopa $500 ama ye yi na firi ho ama chese abonefo aku Twene Jonas eno na Kevin Ekobadu Taylor etie no se hwe da bi oluma we wa threatening Twene Jonas de all kan nyina no de se otunifo nenso so ne nkasaye no wan kasaye
in America. And with all due respect, I am not going to defend Twene Jonas on his statement or his remarks. No, because nobody should defend me on my statement or my remarks. Twene Jonas, he knows what he's doing. He's not a kid. He lives in America. He pays his own bills. He takes care of his own business. His remarks are his remarks. He has the right to defend his remarks. You get what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and defend Twene Jonas what he has to say or what he doesn't have to say. He's a grown-ass man. He knows his decisions, the Ogyaba. Now, for this man to make it look like, say, one, or no, because you see, you might think, say, the statement he made, a vague statement. It is not. Say, met my bopa $500. Emma ubi eteki life. Na mean, that statement, you can go to court. You have to defend yourself. Now, my issue now is for a 65-year-old man, or a Ghanaian, say our problem with Twene Jonas words are here. That is his own problem. But to go further to say you were a cab driver, uchi taxi. Now over to my bopa $500. That means that the probability so you be paying a high. Listen to me. Say utumika say. Ubetuma bopa $500 Twene Jonas atwachnia. Now it means say the probability of you why be done it is high. So it is not you justifying it because say but if he's using words you don't like, it is your problem. In America, Krampona Yetihano, you see people go after presidents, harsh words. People go after senators. People go after congressmen. Nobody has been able to stand on the streets of New York as a taxi driver to say, I can put $500 on your head for you to be taken care of, but I will not do it. That statement is a threat, and it's a threat to any person who sits in this man's taxi. Because it can be so one day, he will end up exchanging words with somebody in his taxi, and then he will make sure that that person is killed. The statement he made was against me, but as somebody who lives here, I think this old man who is 65 years does not deserve to be driving cab.
Where your first part or the part 1 akwapogu na owie ye abusuya osaso sinu se papa no oboni bre yankasa bre 65 years enka otwi taxi
na wo sanka obo bra papa bi wo wiase na wote a se obeti na America no se enye bra na ediebu ebu abowa enye enkwase bra na obebo ya 65 years utwi taxi wo America 65 years. Senkanya Jimmy na obetina ha Jimmy ye nanka obo bra ye. E nanka Ghana na wunsuo se obekwa akwu a. De nanka 65 years otina ha. Eka said yen uchi taxi a wonfere. Enya nkwasi abra na obebo ya. Enya sansa bra na obebo ya. Enya Ghana na asai na usuro se obekwa retire wo ha. Nanka ede nanka at age 65. Onam New York bragi se uya taxi driver wonfere. Are you not ashamed? Enya time. It is a Twene Jonas Crampo use harsh words against leaders in Ghana. Say omuma nyoma nye ye na peyin toto jiminiti sawo. Utumi kofie ekotena fie because make us say yare etuatua woto usuro se ukọ Ghana na watwe miensa ubewu. In your act of advising the young man, you were threatening the young man.
Asem no AI critical. Kevin Ekobadu Taylor say chese platforms be ewo New York ha or no be make sure say obe push video we na ni papa mu mpo no obeye chese subtitle bi ato so because na papa no ka twi say de be ya emrofo no ebete ase na omu ehunu say de papa yi aye no chese is against enhyehyeye a ewo America manimu say untimi emmom obi aya utunifo na police station anim na o threaten say ubetimi abopa na papa no krampo no taxi na otwi no e wo say ye gene licenses efri ne nsam efi say enipa omufo ne taxi no omunkwa is at risk ebia waye bida enu gene o say obetimi abopa.
We are going to send a formal complaint to TLC. We are going to call them tomorrow. We will add this video and let them know, and there are other platforms in New York we are going to push this video, put the translation on it for people in New York to know that this man does not deserve to drive cab, taxi in New York or dangerous. He's threatening to murder somebody in a jovial way. And you see, when it comes to threat, there's no joke in threats. Anytime I start to make I will say, me chum na papa we ka say, Twene Jonas, metum the nipa, mama Ogyaba two because of $500. But me nya, I will let the police arrest him because my life is at stake. Because of the Twene Jonas so no anya kura or the bayo before, and the probability say why yes no, it is there. So they need to run checks on this man. I am not going to hold brief for Twene Jonas. What he does, a no decision. Whatever he says, he's a grown-ass man. He's over 18 years. I am also a grown man. I am 18 and over. So I can defend my utterances. And so as he. But for this old man at age 65, for you to stand in front of a police station to tell another person living on this soil, say, you can just put $500 on his head into Ochina. Nyamin pengu. Na Twene Jonas, Bibiatona, you are a prime suspect. You have to rot in jail and die. You have to be taken to court. You need to be jailed. Let me the screenshot of his face. And I'm going to send this message. And this is something that we need to be doing often. And this man, and like I started saying, Twene Jonas can decide not to take any action. I respect his decision. But as I live on this land, and I do business in New York, I'll take action. And I'll have to make sure TLC, the taxi union of New York, they call this man and tell him not to sit behind any steer as a commercial driver or a dangerous to every American citizen. Because the utterances alone, the probability it is high. Enti, Messias, get me a screenshot of his face. I think I have it, Messias. Messias, don't worry, I have it. Now, this man, I don't know his name, but I know by tomorrow we will get his full name. We will get his address. I know we will be able to pull out where he lives. We will let everybody know where he lives and the kind of person he is. We know we are going to get a lot of people showing information about this man. Yabema, the authorities to deal with him. This man is a dangerous man on the streets of New York. And if you know any friend in New York who is a taxi cab, anybody who basically picks taxis a lot in New York, I have a lot of friends who basically park their cars and commute with taxis. If you know anyone on the streets of New York who basically purchases taxis a lot, you need to understand this man is a taxi cab driver. He's 65 years old, a Ghanaian living here. I don't know whether he's a citizen. He basically is threatening another Ghanaian on the streets of New York that he can just put a $500 bounty on his head and he'll be taken off the streets. This man is dangerous to every American. And the TLC needs to know that when people like these, the kind of intentions and the kind of utterances they make, people like these are not supposed to be aligned or associated with the New York Taxi Association. So if you live in New York, if you are a friend to anybody who is a taxi driver, this gentleman has to be taken off the street. He does not have to be a cab driver in New York City. We are going to officially send an email to make sure he's taken off the streets of New York. This guy sounds like a psychopath. You might think he's joking. He isn't. And he has put every single American's life at risk. He just told this man he can spend just $500 for him to be taken off the street, technically for him to be killed, all because he does not support the kind of language he uses against the leadership in Ghana. The gentleman has the right to speak his mind. This is America. He has the right to free speech. So for another person living on this land to walk to him, to make such a statement, it is not just against the young man, but it is against every single American who bought taxi in New York City. So we will make sure this man is taken off the streets of New York. He never gets a commercial license to drive taxi in New York City.
Kevin Elkobadu Taylor also Ashina or say obeteki against 65 years old man. Asembia okoka wo mu se obetima bopa na ho na eyama papa yi ho akire no. Abusua na chese ye da sorry so a de esie ewo tentan fidie no so na ye de ababesomo no. Twene Jonas ene papa yi ensensemo a Kevin Taylor enso ede na no ababetumi. Abusua aha aye strong media. Me sure say obekire wadwen afa video wahwe ho na uwie so a wahye ama onua bi ensa etumi aka. Time heba mesha ene prof art ene soya sene a ye de video yi ebrel. Meda wase na mama wo mo ene hwe edin no e di AJ Macrao.